Very good morning to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And here we are back with our NTA UGC NET preparation for 2023 batch. Your examination, which is just next to the corner for paper 1, we are preparing. So now in this particular week, we will be doing a marathon of all the units. Now these marathons will be like a quick revision series consisting of 100 questions, which we will be combining today to all, and we will be going ahead with them. You have to make sure that the questions which are prepared are well known, you are understanding the concepts, and if you're not knowing it, with the help of these revision series, your revision also will be done, and the concepts which are unknown will also be learned. At the same time, we will be coming up with previous separate sessions on previous year question papers. That is two cycles I will take, which is 2022 and 2021. So make sure that you're watching all the series and making your revision perfect, and you are preparing yourself best for your paper 1. Before we go ahead, a quick understanding for paper 2. We have a study material. The subjects are listed on the screen. These are the subjects which we provide you with paper 2 study material, that is in the form of notes and MCQs. So you can get in touch with us on the given WhatsApp numbers which are reflected on the screen in order to get these copies. Right now, the 30% off is going on. Actual fees for this study material is 1600, but with 30% off, we will be giving the study material to you at 1120. If you're looking for something in a form of quick revision for paper 1, a PDF format, which is consisting of 2000 plus MCQs, updated MCQs, current affairs, short notes, previous year question papers, even the most repeated questions, which will help you to even take a glimpse of your all the topics in in last moment also. So this is also available. For the same, you can get in touch with us with the given WhatsApp number. The fees is 699, and make sure that you are taking all the efforts right now and cracking your examination for UGC NET. So now let's start with your MCQ series for the topic, that is teaching aptitude. All the best to everyone, ensuring that you are knowing a lot of concepts. If not, you're revising a lot of concepts.
Indicating challenges in the context of computer-based testing. So we are talking about what? We are talking about India, a developing country like India, wherein what is a challenge when it comes to computer-based testing? So whether many teachers do not have knowledge of the computers will destroy the guru-shishya relationship, that is a teacher-student relationship. Indian government cannot afford to buy a large number of computers, or in remote locations availability of computer and electricity is not feasible. So what exactly indicates a challenge when it comes to computer based testing with reference to a country like India? Okay. You can start answering now. The options are given in below in front of you. You just have to click or tell me your right option, just to understand whether you are aware of this particular question or not. And if yes, are you aware of the right answer for that particular question or not? So let's see how many of you are ready with the answer. Yes, I'm just waiting for everyone to answer the questions so that we can go ahead quickly for our next topic as well as next question. So let's see how many of you are ready with your answers. Question number 1. So 1, whether it is 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D or 1, 2, 3. So what are the answers for the given questions? Okay, let's see. I didn't get any answers from anyone yet. So yes, so when we talk about developing countries like India, about the challenges in the computer based testing, so basically this challenges comes with what? Not with respect to the teachers having knowledge, not with respect to spoiling the teacher student relationship, nor with affordability, but yes, in the remote locations, in the remote places, the availability of computer and electricity is not yet feasible. Okay, We have started getting answers now. Yes, but the answer is right. So basically, the availability of computers in and electricity in the remote areas or in the remote location is becoming one of the biggest challenge for computer based testing. Yes, right. Question number 1, answer number 4 is exactly correct. Okay, now let's go to question number 2. Bhaskar, question number 1, answer 1, 4 is correct, not option number 1. Okay, in order to meet the demands of market economy and to produce the competent graduates who can compete with their counterparts in international market, the first and foremost change that needs to be introduced in the prevailing system of Indian higher education is what? So we are talking about, in order to meet the demands of market economy and produce competent graduate who can compete with the counterparts in international market, the first and foremost change that needs to be introduced in the prevailing system of Indian higher education system is what? Is it admission process? Is it the curriculum? Is it the educational technology? Or is it the appointment of teachers? Yeah, Mata, very good morning. Lakshmi has answered. Lakshmi, for which question? Please write the question number. It becomes easier for me to comment and see what exactly you people are answering. So let's see how many of you have answered it correctly. Okay, yes. So let's see, yes, what are the answers and how the students are answering. Okay. So yes, for question number 1, for question number 2, the appointment, in order to meet the demands of the market economy, in order to produce the people who can compete with the international markets, the right answer, okay, it's related to be what type of system is to be introduced. So the right answer is basically what? So let's see what is the right answer for this particular topic. Okay, very good answers are coming up. So let's see. So yes, when we are talking about, now there are mixed answers over here. So basically when we talk about the competent authority, or when we are talking about the admission process and the demands, it is the curriculum which will help them to to sustain. Is its curriculum. So that is higher education system. What needs to be changed is the curriculum. Yes, a very good morning, Aditi. Okay, now coming to question number 3, everyone. I hope everyone can see question number 3 on the screen. So when we are talking about question number 3, question number 3 is basically talking about what? Question number 3 is basically talking about the composition skills and creativity. So we are talking about what? We are talking about the skills and creativity. So when it comes to skills and creativity, the presentation of the students can be most effectively evaluated by which of the following test? So is it the subjective test? Is it the objective test, whether it is the essay type of test or whether it is the short answer? So basically what skills, so it is whether it is composition skills or creativity skills. So what skills will be effectively evaluated which of the following test? Yes, everyone, students are, come on, students have joined, some are joining yet. So start answering the question, everyone. Let's see how many of you are answering it correctly and rightly. Okay, let's see. Yes, waiting for everyone's answer for question number 3, everyone. Composition skills and creativity. So if you want to find out students' creativity, or if you want to find out students' composition skills, so which will be the best test? Yes, answer is coming. Bhaktkim, I hope you have pronounced your name very correctly. Okay. So yes, so basically when you want to understand the compositions and creativity skills, now here see, don't get confused. Essay type of questions, you can make out the creativity of your students, because how to write a topic, how interestingly, how how basically to try to create a humor or maybe attention, this is all possible. Yes, I hope it is the voice is clear. So basically when we talk about essay type of test, so it brings lot amount of understanding whether the students is the composition skills, or whether the students can be very creative with their writing. So it is basically what? It is basically the essay type of answer. Is it clear? Now, identify the sequence which correctly indicates the order for ensuring teaching learning activity in a constructive approach. Teaching learning activity with the help of what? With the help of constructive approach. So when I'm talking about constructive approach, which sequence will be correct, okay, when it comes to teaching learning? So which sequence will be correct with the help of teaching learning? I've given you the questions, okay. The reason I'm not reading all the options because it will sound same. So please read it very well. It is about exploring, explaining, engaging and evaluating. So which approach, okay, will be talking about what? Which approach will be talking about having the constructive approach in learning. So let's see how many of you, I'm just checking the answers, how many of you are ready with the answers, with the right answers. Yes, students can speed up with their answers so that you will understand the amount of time you need for your answering also. Yes. Okay, let's see. So basically, yes, here that is engaging the students, accordingly exploring the students, explaining the students, evaluating the students and extending. So engage, explore, okay, explain, evaluate and extend is the right option when it comes to constructivist approach or sequence of constructivist approach. So constructive approach requires this kind of sequence in order to come up with what? In order to come up with a constructive teaching. So it is basically talking about what? It is basically talking about your engaging the students, exploring them with the content, knowledge, explaining them, evaluating them and then extending any type of help, assistance which is required by the students. Fine. Okay. Coming to question number 5. So now let's see. Question number 5 is talking about what? So basically question number 5 is talking about a social competence. So let's see. I hope voices, everything is very clear, so students are able to hear me clearly. So we are talking about which of the factor which cannot be labeled as a social competence in influencing learning. So whether it is socio-economic status, whether it is motivation, whether it is intelligence, or whether it is emotional well-being. So what exactly talks about the factors which are labeled as social competence? Competence, it means the ability. It is basically talking about what? It is talking about the ability. Question number 5, everyone on the screen. So I hope everyone is looking at question number 5, which is talking about what? Which is talking about social competence, which is influencing in learning. So we are talking about what? We are talking about social competence, which is influencing in learning. That is called as the socio-economic status, which is called as motivation, which is called as intelligence, or which is called as emotional well-being. Yes. I'm waiting for everyone to answer for question number 5 so that we can go ahead with the next questions, understanding the next question. Yes, social competence, as I said, the capability you can talk about, or you can talk about the capacity, quality. Waiting for the right answers, everyone, or in fact waiting for the answers, everyone. Not right answer, waiting for the answers so that we can discuss on it. Okay, let's see what is the right question. Okay, we have started getting answers. Okay, let's see. Following factor which, sorry, here if you have read correctly, I think there is a mistake at my end. Following factor which cannot be labeled as social competence. So I read it basically which is labeled as. So basically it is about which cannot. So read such type of questions very carefully. Okay, if you still want to change your answer, you can. So let's see now. So basically the one which cannot be a part of social competence is called as what? Is called as intelligence. That is intelligence, whether it is generic or whether it is specific. Intelligence will not be counted as what? Will not be counted as the factor, social competence which influence learning. Is it clear? Now let's go to next question. Next question is question number 6. Now under question number 6, Aditi, I hope I have explained you. It is basically which cannot. Okay, which cannot. Now question number 6, which of the following will be considered key teaching behavior to the category of effectiveness? So when we talk about effectiveness of teaching, so what will be considered as the best category? So let's see what are the options given below over here. Making ideas clear to the learner who can be at different level of understanding, showing enthusiasm and emotion, using students' ideas and acknowledging and summarizing it, probing the general questions and shifting a discussion to some higher level. So when we talk about the following factors or key behavior belonging to the category of effectiveness of teaching. So effectiveness of teaching will come with what? Making a clear idea, showing enthusiasm, showing emotions or acknowledgement, or by general questions. So what will be considered as the effectiveness in key teaching behavior? Here we are at question number 6. Please make sure that these questions are answered very well. Students sometimes are very much overconfident about teaching aptitude. They either ignore this or they feel that last moment also they can cope up. But if you do not have a practice well, it becomes little difficult. Okay, so let's see which of the following will be considered key teaching behavior belonging to the category of effectiveness. Okay, so coming to the right answer is basically showing enthusiasm and emotions through the variations in your eye contacts, voice or gestures. So if you look at all the options, okay, out of which you are talking about what? Ideas, you're talking about acknowledgement, you're talking about questions, but which is more effective is the one which shows enthusiasm and emotions with the help of non-verbal communication. Is it clear? Okay, yes. Coming to question number 7. Question number 7 is about reflective teaching. So we have memories, levels. So we have memory level, understanding level, reflective level. So they are asking is which is the hallmark or what is the hallmark of reflective teaching? Either it is clear, organized and well structured content. Is it's a personalized, interactive and high level cognitive interchange, systematic, planned and quick question answer, logical, coherent and example based. So basically what is the hallmark of reflective teaching? What is called as the impact of reflective teaching? Question number 7 we are. It will be great if you people just mention the question correctly, the number correctly. It becomes easier to answer. So we are talking about the hallmark of reflective teaching. Clear, organized, well structured, personalized, interactive or high level, systematic, okay, or planned or logical or coherent. Okay, let's see. So when we talk about reflective, see here already the hint is given as reflective teaching. So when we talk about reflective teaching, obviously reflective teaching indicates that it should be clear, it should be organized, well structured. See, personalized, interactive, no. Systematic, planned, quick question answer session, no, it is not feasible. Logical, coherent and example based presentations, we are talking about teaching. So in case if there is no presentation, so what? So such type of teaching should be basically very clear, it should be organized and it should be well structured, and that's what is the meaning of reflective teaching. Is it clear? Now, coming to question number 8. Everyone at question number 8. I hope everyone has understood question number 7 very well. Coming on moving ahead to question number 8. When the test data tells us, when the test data tells us about a student's level of proficiency in a defined area, the procedure of evaluation is what? Whether it is a formative, whether it is summative, whether it is norm reference or criterion reference. So when we talk about what? When we talk about test data, which tells about students' proficiency, the procedure is called as what? Is it called as formative? Is it called as summative? Is it called as norm reference? Or it is called as criterion reference? What it is known as? Question number 8, everyone. Waiting for question number 8. So let's see. Yes. So question number 8 talks about test data which tells about the student's proficiency level. No, please remember question number 8 is talking about a criteria. It is talking with reference to what? It is talking with reference to the criterion based, or you can say criterion reference teaching. So I hope you know there are various forms of evaluation. We have studied all these evaluations, in our theory classes. So criterion reference testing, it means that you are comparing a student's knowledge, and student's skills against a defined criteria. So here it is talking about a data which tells about students' proficiency. So it is basically with reference to what? With reference to the skill set. So it means a skill which is predetermined. So that is called as a criteria. And hence the right answer will be option number D, that is criterion reference testing. I hope everyone, I'm telling everyone why the answer is not option number 1, 2 or 3 and the right option is option number 4. Vinay, Mamta, I hope you people have got Bhakt Khem. Everyone has got the answer very well, the mistake. Okay. Now, Rinki, very good morning. Here we comes with the question number 9. Now question number 9 is about the modality. So if you do not know what is the meaning of modality, just for a reference, I have given over here the hint, the modality of teaching. So when we talk about modality refers to what? Quality of teaching has to be differentiated, from training or instructing in terms of which of the following learning outcomes. So whether it is disciplined and pattern behavior, whether it is critical and creative thinking, whether it is firm and durable association, or it is quick feedback. So the modality, that is the quality of teaching, depends or has to be differentiated from training and instructing. So it indicates what? Okay. Yes, I'm waiting for everyone. Okay, yes, everyone. The modality, quality of teaching differentiates from training or instructing. Okay, which of the following learning outcomes? So when we talk about training and instructing and comparing it with the quality, so it is basically critical and creative thinking. So it indicates what? The modality of teaching is different from training or instructing in terms of what? In terms of critical and creative thinking. Lakshmi, it's not discipline and pattern behavior, it says critical and creative thinking. Is it clear? Okay. Now, let's see question number 10 now. Question number 10, everyone. Okay, I hope I've answered this very well. Question number 9. Let's go to question number 10. Which of the following is indicative of innovations in evaluation system? So when we talk about evaluation system, which talks about indicative of innovation, semesterization, project-based evaluation, choice-based credit system, or objective-based evaluation system. So what talks about, okay, what tells about your evaluation system, which is indicative of what? Which is indicative of innovations. So let's see how many of you are ready with the answer. Yes. Question number 10th, everyone. Question number 10th on the screen, everyone. Please refer to question 10th. Yes. It is talking about indicative of innovations in evaluation system. So we are talking about evaluation system. Innovation will be with the help of what? Either it will be the help of semesterization system, or with the help of project based evaluation, choiced or objective. Okay, so let's see the answer. So when we talk about question number 10, see, we are talking about innovations in evaluation system. It is basically with the help of choice based credit system. Choice based, if you remember why. So choice based credit system has a compulsory course, has a skill set of own choice, which will help the student, come to bring out innovation in his own interest area. So hence the question number 10, no, it's not about project, it's not about objective, it's not about semesterization. It is basically innovation in evaluation system, they have said. So system will be helped with the help of choice based credit system. Is it clear with everyone? It is considered as what? Choice based credit system. Project will indicate, the team spirit rather than innovation. Fine. Let's see now question number 11. Now question number 11 talks about, if a teacher considers his or her students ill-informed, teacher's behavior is described as what? Single-minded, having liberal view, pluralistic ignorance, or conventional coding. So here we are talking about what? We are talking about a teacher who is considering her students ill-informed. So you should know the correct meaning of this term informed in order to answer this question. So the behavior will be called as what? Single-mindedness, having liberal view, pluralistic ignorance, or conventional coding. It will be known as what? Okay, let's see. Let's see the answer. Okay, fine. No students have answered yet. Confused or what? God. Okay, let's see. So today we are talking about, means in this question we are talking about ill-informed. So what is this pluralistic ignorance? Basically what it is called as. So when pluralistic ignorance is nothing but a situation in which majority of the group members privately reject a norm privately, but they go along with it because they assume incorrectly that most others accept it, and that is also that described as no one believes but everyone thinks that everyone believes. So basically pluralistic ignorance is a situation which a majority of the group members reject it privately. It is rejected on the what? It is rejected on the private basis, okay, assuming that it is accepted by everyone. So it is called as pluralistic ignorance. This is one of the question which is in previous year also, and is a part of the practice questions also. Pluralistic ignorance. Please try to understand it. The concept, keep in mind, it can be in any form. Okay. Now, coming to question number 12. Okay. A teacher use a question answer session to ensure desired learning outcomes. So for that, the teacher comes with a comment, like for example, yes, teacher comments to student that yes, you are right, you are this is good. So this type of comment, feedback comment, will be considered as what? Will it be considered as positive? Will it be considered as negative? Will it be considered as confirmatory, or will it be considered as corrective? So we are talking about a teacher giving a feedback to a student. So the feedback will be considered as what? Okay, the way of giving the feedback. Teacher said, yes, you are right. So such feedback will be considered as what? A positive, a negative, or it will be considered as confirmatory or corrective. What it will be called as? Okay, so let's see. Such type of feedback will be called. See, teacher has affirmatively said it, no? Teacher has said it in a very affirmative way. Yes, you are right, good, appreciated, keep it up. So such type of feedback is called as what? It is called as the positive feedback. Okay. Now, coming to question number 13, positive feedback. Yes, Alicia is right. Others have not, I have not seen others' answers. Please keep on answering in the chat box. Okay, answers are coming now. Fine. Now, moving towards question number 13. So when I am talking about question number 13, question 13 says that if teaching is viewed as a continuum, which of the following modality? Now, you know what is modality? Quality is, give and take between the teacher and the learner. So basically, if teaching is viewed as a continuum, which of the following modality involves active give and take between the teacher and the learner? So whether it is training, whether it is conditioning, whether it is instruction, or whether it is indoctrination. Okay, what will be called as a give and take relationship? Yes, let's see. Teaching is viewed as the continuum, which of the following quality involves give and take between both of them? So basically, give and take. No, so give and take indicates what? Give and take indicates only instructions. Give and take does not indicate training. See, training only one, one listen or other says. But here it is talking give and take. It means the instructions are, followed. Instructions are given. So it is basically called as what? A give and take relationship. It's not conditioning. It is not training. It is instructing. Indoctrination, it means belief. Okay. But here we are talking about what? We are talking about the instructions. Now, coming to question number 14, it's about domain. So we know there are various domains. So domains of teaching, learning, which of the following will be considered as a higher type of outcome? Okay, knowledge, comprehension, analysis of concepts, application of knowledge, synthesis involving the creative organization, evaluation involving internal or external standard. So what is considered as the cognitive domain? Okay, that is the learning objectives with higher type of outcomes, learning outcomes. Piramal Sarkar, if you come up with English comments, it will be better. It's difficult to understand what is written. Okay, so let's see. The cognitive domain will be emphasizing on what type of, objectives. Cognitive domain, which goes as per your mind, your mental ability. Okay, so here, yes, mental ability, that is analysis. Okay, it talks about synthesis and it talks about evaluation. Application of knowledge and comprehension will talk about your recalling part. Okay, it will talk about majority of your exactly, when we talk about such type of domain, it will be your what type of kinesthetic or affective part do you use. So here when we talk about cognitive domain, it is majority analysis, it is talking about the synthesis with creativity, and it is talking about evaluation, where your brain plays an active role or main role. Okay, BDE. Yes, Alicia, very correct. Yes. Let's go to question number 15. Today I have taken 16 questions. So we have one more questions. So sequence of lower to higher learning, affective domain. So you have to give affective domain. You have to talk about, yes, it's basically talking about Bloom's taxonomy. Here we are talking about affective domain. So you have to order them in a sequence. So the sequence is like, given as receiving, valuing, responding, organization, characterization. Okay, so when we are talking about receiving, valuing, responding, organization, Characterization, it indicates what? It indicates, your affective domain sequence. So what domain you have to tell me? Okay, let's see. So let's see what is the domain. Correct. Question number 15, everyone. So question number 15, let's see. So basically receiving, responding. So once you receive, yes, very good. Receiving, responding. Okay, Alisha, very good way of acronym giving also. Then it comes valuing. Then it talks about what? It talks about organizing, and then comes characterization, specification. So that will be done only once you receive the information, you respond to it, you value that, you then have, organize that, and then characterize that. Yes, 15th, very good. Question number 15 is answer number 2. Very good, Alisha, thank you for writing it also. Okay, here I have given a diagrammatic presentation. So here this diagram I have given in your theory classes also. This is just for a reference that, okay, this is what it is. So it talks about receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterization. Okay. Let's come to question number 16. Now question number 16 talks about capturing the imagination and initiative of the student is of crucial importance and what? So when we talk about students' imagination and initiative, it will be best in what? It will be best in case method, concept mapping, peer instruction, or quiz. So basically it will talk in, it will be related to what? Is it best in case, whether it is best in concept, whether it is best in peer instruction, or whether it is best in quizzes. So yes, let's see. Hassan, okay. Mamta, I think you people have told about 15 question, no? Now question number 16 is on the screen. So let's see question number 16, everyone. Yes, waiting for everyone's revert. Okay, let's see. Let's understand. Okay, how many of you have answered it correctly? So when we talk about this particular concept, okay, yes, 16th. Okay, so now see, imagination and initiative, okay, is required in case study. Concept mapping is your, your creativity is required, not imagination. Peer instruction and quizzes, no, again that does not require the imagination. Your case study method requires lot amount of imagination with an initiative for the crucial importance. Is it clear? Question number 16 is option number 1. Fine. Yes. So that's all we have done for concept mapping, abstract thinking, concept mapping. No. Basically, Alisha, see the question, sorry. The question is talking about imagination with initiative. Concept mapping does not, basically when I talk about, okay, let's take an example. If I'm talking about concept mapping, so under concept mapping, what exactly is taken care for, or what exactly is talked about? So concept mapping is something which requires your conceptual knowledge well with, with your technical or way or instructional way. Concepts are more important in concept mapping rather than imagination and initiative. Is it clear? Hence the right answer will be option number 1. Learner, it gains the knowledge, it keep the learner in good humor, it evaluate the learner for the progress. So for what reason is listening important for a teacher? Listening is one of the skills. Okay, now what is the main priority of the skills? Addressing the requirements, gaining the knowledge, keep the humor, or evaluate the learner. So basically what exactly it is meant for, or what is exactly it is for. Listening is one of the important skill for a teacher. The options are given below. You are supposed to come out of the options. Let's see how this option works out and what is the right option for you all. I am not yet getting any answers. Students can quickly start answering. Yes, everyone. Answers, I hope. Yes. Let's see how many of you are coming with the correct answer. The questions are already on the screen. Okay. Okay. So let's see what's the right answer for question number 1. So question number 1 is basically listening is an important for a teacher because it helps the teacher to address the requirement of a learner. So if the teacher listens to the class, if the teacher listens to the student, teacher will help to gain a proper understanding of what exactly a learner needs, and based on that it will be easy for the teacher to address the requirements of the learner. So basically it is not to gain the knowledge by the teacher, not for humor or not for evaluation. It is all about what? It is all about addressing the requirement. Yes, Rahul Pradhan, very good. Mahatab, it is not question number option number 2, it is option number 1. Listening for teacher, not for student. If it is for student, it is to gain knowledge. Is it clear? Okay. Now, coming to question number 2, we have done yesterday objectives of evaluation also. So let's see. Question number 1, I have answered very well. Question number 1 explained very well. Please rectify your mistakes. Understanding is given to you very well. So question number 2, what is the main objective of formative evaluation? So is it to promote the students to the next class? Is it to enhance the students' learning? Is it to enhance the cooperation, or is it to understand the learning difficulties? Okay, basically what is the main objective of formative evaluation? What is the main aim of formative evaluation? Okay, so formative evaluation is basically to promote students to the next class, to enhance the learning, to enhance the cooperation, or to understand the learning difficulties. So you know what is the meaning of formative evaluation? It is a continuous evaluation done by the teacher. Sarita Singh, very good morning. Answers are coming up. Question number 2 now on the screen, everyone. I have started reflecting question 2. So let's see, okay, how many of you are able to answer question 2 very well. So let's see what's the answer for question 2. Okay, I'll move ahead with question 2, everyone. Yes, so let's see for question number 2, what is the right answer? The right answer basically is to enhance the learning. So when we talk about formative evaluation, which is a continuous evaluation, which is done for a continuous feedback, so it is basically to enhance the learning, not to promote to the students to the higher class. No cooperation, but no understanding the difficulties. Here it is not a diagnostic evaluation. If the answer is diagnostic, it will be, Sarita, it will be learning difficulties. It is not diagnostic, it is formative. So formative is to enhance students' learning. Okay, Mata, Punjabi we cannot do. Hindi is the majority. Students are there for Hindi. Okay, so that's the reason we cannot go with your request. Sorry for that. Now, coming to question number 3. I hope everyone, I'm telling the answers also very well with the explanation, and you are understanding it very properly. Question number 3. A teacher intends to find out learning difficulties of students. Now see, Sarita, I hope you will be able to answer this question correctly. Which of the following test can be used? Teacher intends to find out learning difficulties. So whether it is summative, formative, performance or diagnostic. It's a request to all the students to please write the question number. It's a small number which you have to type, because it creates a confusion which answer you are talking about, and then it becomes difficult for me to comment on your answers, because there is no understanding which answer you are talking about. Okay, so yes, a teacher who intends to find out learning difficulties of the students, which of the following test can be used? So when we are talking about the following test, okay, it is basically, yes, it is diagnostic. So Sarita, if you remember, I have told you very well the keyword. If it is learning difficulties, it means you're trying to find out the root cause and you're trying to give a remedy. So it will be called as what? It will be called as diagnostic test. Is it clear? Okay. Now, coming to student-centric classroom is meant for what? So we are talking about student-centric classroom where the focus point is student. So it is to address the individual differences. It is to reduce the teacher-oriented lectures. Is it to recall the previous knowledge, or is it to engage the entire class? Student-centric classroom is meant for what? For addressing the individual differences in order to reduce teacher-oriented lectures, to recall the previous knowledge, or to engage the entire class. What is basically meant for? Okay, question number 3, learning something new. Welcome to the class. I have already answered your question for question 3. Right now we are at question 4, everyone. Yes, student-centric classroom is meant for what? Question 3 answer is given. Yes, very good. Everyone is right. We have moved towards question number 4 now. Student-centric classroom is meant for what? So is it meant for addressing the individual differences? Is it to reduce the teacher-oriented lectures? Is it to recall the previous knowledge? Or is it to engage the entire class? It is meant, or it is done for what? For what? So yes, in order to have student-centric classroom, it is basically to address student-centric, no? So it is basically to address the individual differences. So whatever individual differences, there is a concept of individual differences in teaching aptitude. So we have already understood the individual difference can be hereditary, can be social, can be environmental. So when we talk about student-centric classroom, it is basically to get the idea about the individual differences among the students. Is it clear? Okay, let's move ahead now. Question number 4 is 1. Option number 1, Maiti and learn something new. Everyone, it is option number 1. A lot of mistakes are happening. Be clear. Krishna Mohan, very good morning. Okay, let's go to question number 5 now. Question number 5 is talking about the following teaching aid that can be used by the teacher in the classroom as a live interactive device. Is it email? Is it Skype? Is it online chat? Is it teleconferencing? Is it Facebook? Or is it blog? So we are talking about email. We are talking about Skype. We are talking about online chat. We are talking about teleconferencing. We are talking about Facebook, and we are talking about blog. So the following teaching aids can be used by the teacher in the classroom to have a live interactive device. So what it is basically meant for? Options are given. Mahatab, evening classes are at 5 also. It is at 9 p.m. also. 5 it is live class, 9 it is a recorded class. Both are in Hindi, but okay. Yes, everyone, the teaching aid that can be used in the classroom as a live interactive device. So basically it is for what? It will be called as what, or it is with the help of what? So yes, it is with the help of Skype, that is a conferencing. It is an online chat, yes, and it is teleconferencing. Email, Facebook and blog, we cannot go for live interactive device. It is not a live interactive device, and hence it cannot be a right option. So the right option will be Skype, online chatting and teleconferencing. Okay, now coming to question number 6, a very easy question for your revision. Okay, let's see what is the question. It is basically, in which level of teaching lower learning outcomes get focused? In which level? Okay, lower learning outcome gets focused. So whether it is memory, whether it is understanding, whether it is reflective, or whether it is autonomous development. So where exactly the level of teaching, that is lower level of teaching with respect to learning outcomes, get focused, in which, under which particular level? So is it lower level? Okay, questions of question number 5 everyone is, I have came with question number 6 now. So let's see everyone. So which level of teaching is basically lower level learning outcome gets focused? So it's memory, it's understanding, it's reflective, or it's autonomous? Which level we talking about? Rahul, Facebook cannot be live. Facebook Messenger. They just said Facebook. For Facebook, either there has to be a live option or a messenger for online chatting. Is it clear? Okay. Yes. Very good. That is, memory level is important when it comes to lower level learning outcome. So memory level, that is the first level. Then we have understanding level and we have reflective level. Okay. Very good. Now let's see question number 7. Question number 7 is from the list given below. Identify the competencies of effective teacher which can relate to the domain of personality and attitude. So if we talk about personality and attitude as a domain of teacher, which following competencies, and it means its skills, can be considered? Locus of control, communication, managing, self-efficacy, that is self-efficiency, enthusiasm of a teacher, or being organized orderly. So basically we are talking about what? Okay, we are talking about your efficiency. Okay, or we are talking about what? We are talking about your attitude and personality. So basically what exactly it indicates, what does it tells? Yes, I'll just give you 5 minutes for everyone to read so that you can understand. Let's see everyone. Okay, how many of you are answering properly? I'm waiting for everyone to revert back. I've just told you the options. Okay. Yes, everyone, I'm waiting for the answer. Yes, everyone. Question number 7, everyone. 6, I'm talking about question 7. And Rahul Pradhan, I hope you have got the answer correctly. Why can't Facebook be the right option in that question? If the word live is there, it will be right answer. Okay. So yes, your right option is option number 2, that is locus of control, self-efficiency and teacher enthusiasm. Now what is locus of control? So locus of control is basically the degree to which the teachers attribute the cause of the students' behavior. So basically it is about what? It is about students' behavior. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? So basically we are talking about, no, it's option number 2. Everyone's question number 7 is option number 2. I have told everyone locus of control is nothing but a control mechanism. Self-efficacy, it means efficiency. Teacher enthusiasm, it means which is required to have the effectiveness on this in the classroom. So it's a part of personality. Now coming to question number 8. Question number 8 is talking about teaching methods. Which of the following will be called as dialogic? Okay, demonstration method, problem solving method, chalk or talk method, team based teaching method, or interactive presentation or tutorials. So what will be teaching methods, okay, Which of the teaching methods will be called as what? It will be called as dialogic. Okay, whether it is demonstration, problem solving, chalk talk, team teaching, or interactive, or it is tutorials, what it will be called as. I'm giving some time, quickly read it and you can answer the question very well. Okay, let's see how many of you are able to do it. Sangram, very good morning. You can start with your speed now. We are on question number 8. Okay, yes. So which of the following teaching methods talk about dialogic, will be called as dialogic? Okay, let's see answers. Yes, I hope everyone. Suvarna Devi, yes, very good morning. So let's see. So when we are talking about dialogic, it means one which is based on the discourse. Okay, so here it is problem solving, it is your interactive session. That dialogic, it means which comes in the form of dialogic discourse. Okay, and it is your tutorials. So tutorials, interactive session, as well as problem solving. Okay, Sangram has started with an hat trick. Okay, with the first question itself. Great. So let's go to question number 9 now. Which of the following evaluation system belongs to the category of innovative practice? See, many times, no, as I said, little bit of confusion is there. So be careful. Which of the following evaluation system, okay, is basically belongs to the category of category of innovative practices? So let's see innovative practices. What will be coming under innovative practices? Semesterized examination, performance evaluation, portfolio based evaluation, learning outcome based evaluation. Okay. So let's see how many of you are answering which of the following evaluation system belongs to the category of innovative practice, innovation. So let's see. So when we talk about innovation, creativity, it is basically the learning outcome based evaluation. We are talking about what? Learning outcome. So learning outcome based evaluation will basically talk about what? Innovative practices. So let's talk about it. The next question. Yes. Non-traditional teaching and learning strategy. Non-traditional. Just remember the word non-traditional. It's emphasized on what? Students need based resource material. Okay. Or it is basically developing skills, promoting the inbox thinking, lecture based model, or acquiring knowledge. So it will be what? In that is traditional teaching will be basically based on what? Yes, answers I'm waiting for. Everyone. Yes, let's a little bit. You have to think properly and come to the final answer. Okay. Yes, let's see. Non-traditional. It is not traditional, it is non-traditional. Okay, so when we talk about non-traditional, it's basically talking about what? It is basically talking about students based resources, developing skills, and and you're acquiring knowledge, because promoting inbox thinking and lecture based model comes under traditional. So it is here, the answer is what? Non-traditional. So it is basically developing skills, acquiring knowledge creatively, and student based learning materials. Yes, Alisha, very good. You're started with the answers and the answers are coming right. Yes, very good everyone. Let's go to question number 11. Now it's a lengthy question, so have a practice. Yes, even you can go with elimination basis topic, that is elimination, in order to come to the right answer. So here 11th question, which is the following is a key to effective teaching behavior? Effective teaching behavior: teaching mediated dialogue with the help learners restructure what has been learned, eliciting clarification of the answer given by the students, soliciting additional information, or promoting lower error rate, okay, in order to increase the esteem of the students and positive attitude. So what is the key effective teaching behavior? See, they have given all the key behaviors, but out of this, which is one of the most effective key behavior? So basically what it talks about, key behavior. So let's see how many of you are answering this. Which of the following is a key effective to the teaching behavior? Okay, question number 11, everyone. Okay, yes, so 11C. So let's see question number 11. Question number 11 basically is talking about what? Effective behavior. Okay, so promoting low error rate, that is going for a high success rate in order to develop the confidence and the esteem and attitude of the student. So it means that you are bringing best out of the student. So for that, the right option will be option number 4. Soliciting additional information, it means legalizing, so that doesn't comes. Eliciting clarification, again it doesn't talks about specification. It doesn't talk about restructuring, but yes, it talks about good amount of self-esteem and positive attitude. Is it clear? Okay, yes. 11th is option number 4, Alicia, not 1. Okay, fine. Now coming to question number 12, everyone. In which of the following modes of assessment? So here they are talking about what? They are talking about modes of assessment. The potential for increasing intrinsic motivation is optimum. Okay, intrinsic, you know what is meaning of intrinsic motivation? Intrinsic motivation, it means the motivation which is within. So which of the following modes of assessment the potential for increasing intrinsic motivation is optimum? So it is formative assessment, it is computer testing, it is summative assessment, or it is norm reference based testing. So what comes under, okay, the assessment for increasing intrinsic motivation? Okay, intrinsic, it means, as I said, which is within. So whether it is formative, computer, summative, or norm reference based testing assessment. Let's see. Yes, the right answer. Coming to the right answer for 12th question, the modes of assessment will be formative. See, it is talking about what? Intrinsic. Here we have, a continuous feedback. But once the continuous feedback is given to the student, it is on student, to have the self desire, that is the wish to progress. So definitely for formative motivation, that is intrinsic formative evaluation or assessment, intrinsic motivation is very, very important. Okay, yes, answers are falling right. Yes, correct. Okay, now coming to which of the sequence, here you're talking about the sequence which should depict, okay, the sequence which should depict outcome based curriculum design for college level teaching programs. So which of the following sequence depicts outcome based curriculum design for college level teaching? So please remember, here the keyword is college level. So the sequence is given: content, teaching, learning, evaluation, desired learning outcome, content, teaching, learning, assessment. Okay, teaching, learning, content. Okay, or like for example, you have content, learning, teaching, evaluation, and assessment. So basically, what type of sequence will be best in order to have a college level teaching program? Let's see how many of you are on. Sorry. Okay. So see over here, question number 13. So first of all, desired learning. So there has to be learning outcome. There has to be a content. There has to be a teaching learning process and assessment and evaluation. So basically here you can keep evaluation also at the end, but in almost all the options evaluation is end. So you have to read the options very correctly. First, there has to be an objective, that is outcome. There has to be a content development. Teaching should happen, and then your assessment should come. Is it clear? Okay, everyone. Option number 2, 13th question, option number 2 is the right answer. 13th, option 2, Alisha, Mamta, be careful. Okay, now let's see question number 14. So for question number 14, for encouraging learning to learn, okay, in order to encourage learning to learn, the emphasis will be on which of the following most appropriate. So what type of emphasizes will be, for encouraging learning to learn, the emphasis on which of the learning will be most appropriate? That is use of educational technology, organizing teaching to increase the opportunity, asking tasks to be mastered, or frequent tests to be conducted. So basically we are talking about which type of emphasis is laid on learning to learn. So which will be the most appropriate? Okay, Sangram, I didn't keep a tab who is right or who is wrong. I'm just seeing the answers and explaining the content so that you should understand right answer, why it is a right answer. Okay, so yes, encouraging learning to learn, emphasis on which of the following will be most appropriate? Is it technology? Is it organization of teaching learning, assigning the tasks, or frequent tests to be conducted? So which will come the right option when we encourage learning to learn with the which emphasizes on something most best? Let's see. Yes, question number 14, everyone. So for question number 14, yes. So when we talk about learning to learn, the most appropriate is to organize your teaching to ensure that there is a transfer of learning. Organizing your teaching. See everyone, see, educational technology is not most appropriate. Without technology also you can make your class best. Assigning the task to be mastered by students, it means it is, you are somewhere talking about rote learning. So again it will be not accepted. Frequent test will improve the performance, but it will not help to learn, learning to learn. So for that, organizing your teaching is the best thing which you can emphasize learning to learn. Is it clear? Yes. Now coming to the last question of the day, that is, we have 15th question today, so we are at the last question. So let's see what is the last question for the day. In a group setting, which of the following factors hinders, that is created obstacle, hinders creativity of its member? It means it creates obstacle. Okay, yes. So here the options given below are: norm to maintain the consequences, to think without fear, to respect one another ideas, or to criticize someone's idea is not correct. So what will hinder the creativity? What will have? I will come to it, Sangram. I'll come to 14th question. Wait, let me first complete this particular question. What will create an obstacle in creativity of its member? Let's see how many of you are answering correctly 15th question. So if you see 15th question, Basically, obstacle will be created by criticizing someone and by norm to maintain consensus at any cost. It means no flexibility and criticizing. Respecting is odd man out. You can just cancel it out. Even to think without fear is of being ridiculed. It means it is you're creative. So that also comes odd man out. So option number D and option number A will be the right answer. Sangram, why not 3 over here? Assigning the tasks to be mastered by students, it means somewhere you are talking about what? The rote learning. Okay, mastery you are talking about, but you are not talking about mastery in what way. So it emphasizes or it leads to what? Rote learning. Is it clear? So not option number 3, but option number 2. So this is all what we have for the. I'm waiting for answer number 1, everyone. Question number 1 is already reflected on the screen. So every one of you can start answering for question 1. I'll just give time for everyone to come back with your answers. The question number 1 is reflected on the screen. You can start answering question number 1. The answer for question number 1 can be given by you all so that we can proceed further with our next topic, next question, an explanation of the question. So we are talking about what? We are talking about your enhancement of the skills like reading, listening and pronunciation with respect to teaching aids. So basically what it is, which type of skills it is used. So let's see. So the skills which helps us to enhance with respect to teaching aids, okay, is your audio linguistic skills. It is audio lingual teaching aids. These are the aids which will help to enhance the skills like reading, listening and pronunciation. So this is the basic question, and very clear question, a very clear answer. So obviously we are talking about what? We are talking about reading. It means we are talking about what? We are talking about listening, we are talking about pronunciation. For all the skills, definitely audio lingual teaching aids is the one which will help us to enhance these skills. It will be not scientific skills, it will be not general knowledge skills, it will not be theoretical based. So yes, very good everyone. Let's go now a little bit further. Okay, now we have a procedure over here. The procedure is called as what? The procedure is called as think aloud procedure. So the procedure is basically known as think aloud. So in think aloud procedure, a part of what? A secondary data. Is it a technique to investigate the learner strategy? Is it a strategy to test the aptitude, or is it a scientific research? So basically what exact it is. Okay, think aloud is a part of what? Think aloud is a part of secondary source. It is a technique, it is a strategy, or it is a method in scientific research. So what will be think aloud procedure called as? It will be known as what, or what exactly it is meant for. So I'll give a time of 1 minute for everyone so that you can answer and come to the question. Okay, let's see how many of you are answering this topic. Okay, coming to the next question. Yes, so we are talking about what? Think aloud procedure. So basically think aloud procedure is something where where you speak in a louder manner. Okay, it is allowed. It means louder manner in order to basically do what? It is nothing but a technique. Think aloud is a technique, okay, to investigate learner strategy, and it is basically talking about what? The performance. So like for example, if I am the learner, okay, if I use this technique, okay, this technique is thinking aloud. It means speaking in a louder manner, or speaking basic louder manner. It's not about voice. Louder manner, it means I talk to myself. It's like an intra skill which I'm doing. It will help me to understand my strategy, and it will help me to perform more and more better. So here the answer is option number 2 and not 1 or 3 or 4. Is it clear? Okay. Now coming to the next set of question is your match the following. So let's see, match the following is talking about what? It is talking about various levels. So we have memory level, understanding level, analyzing level, creating level. So there are various levels, and there are various meaning for these levels. So like identifying the examples of the concept, generating new information idea, or recalling the information, or isolating the information into parts. So what basically will be called as, or what type of match the following will be set for this particular answer? It is talking about what? It is talking about set A, various levels, memory, understanding, analyzing, creating. And set B, it talks about what? It talks about it talks about your meaning. So let's see how many of you are able to do it. Yes. So let's see how many of you can do this particular question. So basically we are talking about what? We're talking about various levels. So if you see memory level is the one which used to recall the information. Okay. Understanding level is the one which identify the examples of the concept. Analyzing level is the one which isolates the information into part, and creating level is the one which generates the information. Okay, so basically the right answer is option number D, which talks of various levels and which will help you to get the meaning also very correctly. Fine. Going to the next question is, from the list given below, which of the instructional events, okay, you have to identify the instructional events which forms the part of structure of a lesson plan. Now here a lot of students make little silly mistakes, so just be careful over here. We will do it little bit properly with a proper understanding of the question. Here it says that you have to identify the instructional events which talks about what, which is a part of your lesson plan. So the events or the structure list of events are, it is basically gaining attention, prior knowledge to the students, informing the learners of the objective, stimulating of prerequisite learning, checking the availability of material, and eliciting the desired response. So when we talk about your list, okay, of events, which is a form of structure of a lesson plan, which stands to be correct or which stands to be proper. So let's have an idea. So whether it is getting the attention, a prior knowledge, informing the learner, stimulating or recalling it, availability of reading material, or eliciting the desired response. So when we go with this, okay, this basically indicates what? It indicates the following list, okay. It indicates the following list of events. It talks about what? Gaining the attention of the students. Yes. It is talking about informing the learner of the objectives. It is talking about recalling, and yes, it is talking about elicit desired performance. Okay, so this is basically this is basically a part of what? It is a part of information which is in the form of what? Which is in the form of events which will indicate a lesson plan. So yes, gaining the attention, it is informing the learner objectives, it is recalling, and it is eliciting the desired response, what is needed for a lesson plan. Okay, now we are talking about the following list. Here we have a following list of activities which is performed by a teacher. So teacher is performing this list of activities. Which activities of the nature are formative in evaluation? So they are talking about formative evaluation. So whether it is giving a mastery test, conducting a quiz session, evaluating the students, providing the feedback, or encouraging the students. So which of them indicates the formative evaluation among the following, which states the formative evaluation? So giving a time of 1 minute so that you can understand. Now you know very well formative evaluation is a continuous evaluation where you get information, okay, continuous feedback. So which of them will be conducted as a formative evaluation? So let's see. So when we are talking about formative evaluation, yes, conducting a quiz session, because mastery is not for formative. Conducting a quiz session, providing feedback, and yes, encouraging the students, that is motivating the students to reflect more. So these all indicates what? It all indicates the list of activities which are taken by the teacher and which will have these activities are formative in nature. Okay, now let's see question number 6 now. Question number 6 is basically about the levels itself. So it is talking about what teacher gives lot of positive and negative examples to support her or his presentation. So teacher is teaching a concept, and to support that particular concept, teacher is giving lot of examples, positive including negative examples. So this will be related to which level of teaching. So is it the autonomous development level? Is it the memory level? Is it the understanding level? Or is it the reflective level? So it will indicate which level, that is as a part of the teacher's example. So when we talk about supporting examples to make the concept understand, so basically it is what? It is understanding level. So basically teacher is doing all this or taking all these efforts in order to make the concept clear or make the concept understand. So the type of level of teaching here will be understanding. Okay. Now coming to question number 7. Now question number 7 talks about the learner's characteristics. Okay, question 7 indicates learner characteristics which are important in effective teaching. So what is required from the learner so that it will come out, the output or the result will be, effective teaching, or it will help in effective teaching. So basically learner's respect for the teacher, learner's mental ability, learner's previous experience, learner's level of interest, learner's level of interpersonal relationship, or the view about the society. So what will indicate, okay, what will indicate as the characteristics of learner in effective teaching? So given below list, you have to indicate these activities. So let's see, we are talking about what? We are talking about the list of activities such as we have learners' mental ability, okay, we have learners' previous experience, yes, we have learners' interest, yes, level of interest really plays an important role, and we have learners' view about the society. So basically these are the important activities which indicates what? Which indicates that yes, these all characteristics from the learner side will help in effective teaching. Now we have next is, from the list given below, you have to identify the teaching methods which has a great scope for dialogic discourse. Now this similar type of question I have taken in this week itself. Here it is little bit extra options and little twisted. Okay, dialogic discourse. Okay, let's talk about dialogues. So lecture with audio visual aids. It is basically team teaching. Okay, it is basically tutorials, it is problem solving methods, it is chalk and talk method, or is it group discussion? So which of the following list, okay, of the activities comes as a great scope for dialogic discourse? So which will come under dialogic discourse? So let's see which of them as a part of what, which of them are a part of dialogic discourse. So when we talk about the activities, it is, the team, we talk about tutorials, yes, where there is a dialogic discourse. We talk about problem solving methods, yes, and we talk about group discussion. So these are the methods, okay, or these are the list of activities which are considered as what? Which are considered as dialogic discourse, okay. So let's see this, these activities. These are the activities which are very, activities of teaching methods which are identified as a teaching method as one of the dialogic discourse. Okay. Now, let's understand which of the following is an example of maximum performance test. So here there is a concept of maximum performance test. It was one of the previous year question paper also concept. So whether it is personality test, whether it is projective test, whether it is aptitude test, or whether it is interest and attitude skills. So when I'm talking about this, okay, it indicates what? It indicates which type of, activity. So whether it is you basically the example of a maximum performance test. It indicates what? It indicates the maximum performance test. So let's see which comes under maximum performance. So let's understand this concept very well. Okay. Now first of all, maximum performance test. Before, if you know the answer, it's well and good. But still some students must have read it for the first time. Maybe you have come across this topic for the first time. So let me make you understand. So maximum performance test is the test which tells about what a person can do. It asks test takers to put their best efforts in solving the problems. So basically, what is the objective? The objective is to obtain the best possible or the maximum level of performance and to access the upper limits of the examinee's knowledge and abilities. So it is to give you the best level of performance with the knowledge. So maximum performance test presents problems that that have to be solved by the test takers. Okay, so it is basically focusing on the problematic areas and to be solved. So like for example, it includes achievement test, it includes aptitude test, it includes intelligence test. Okay, so achievement test tells about the measure what student has learned, aptitude tells about the ability, and intelligence tells us what the ability to cope up with the environment. So the question was, which of the following is an example? So whether it is personality, whether it is projective, whether it is aptitude, or whether it is interest and attitude skills. So the right answer for question number 9 is yes. Very good. Some students have answered it very well. Lakshmi, Jayashri, Shrinu. It is aptitude test. So the right answer comes as aptitude test. Okay. Now, here we are talking about the performance of a student is compared with another student in which type of testing. So here also there is a lot of confusion by the students. But let's see. We are talking about what? We are talking about the performance of a student which is compared with another student in which type of testing. So we are talking about which type of testing. So whether it is criterion referenced, whether it is diagnostic, whether it is summative, or whether it is your norm reference testing. A very clear question is given, a clear-cut question, and no confusion, nothing. In fact, this type of questions, very rarely it is a part of your question paper, but they are there. Sometimes, yes, very direct questions which can create, you have to think very directly. A performance test which is compared with another student in which type of testing. So when there is a comparison, so basically it is called as the norm reference testing, where a student is compared with another students, okay, or you can say a comparison between two with their performance. So such type of test is called as your norm reference testing. Okay, next we have which of the following strategies is given below which is associated with direct teaching, which talks about what? Which talks about direct teaching. So whether it is providing examples and explanation, promoting inquiry, focusing on concepts, giving review and recapitulation, offering practice and feedback, or problem raising and problem solving. So we are talking about what? We are talking about direct teaching strategies. So there are a list of strategies which are given. Okay, which are the following list of strategies which are direct teaching. So whether it is providing examples and explanation, promoting inquiry, focusing on concepts, giving review and recapitulation, offering practice, feedback, problem raising and problem solving. So let's see which comes under direct teaching. So see, remember one thing, instead of this question direct teaching, They can give you directly deductive model also. So what comes under this model? It talks about what? It talks about providing examples and explanation, giving review and recapitulation, that is summarization, offering practices and feedback. These are the options which comes as a part of what? Direct teaching. Direct teaching is also called as what? It is also called as deductive model. It's also known as what? It is known as deductive model. Okay. Now, from the list given below, identify those questions which are called process rather than content based questions. Okay, so whether it is convergent questions, whether it is divergent questions, whether it is fact based questions, whether it is concept based question, open questions or closed questions. So basically, which of the following questions are called as what? Are called as content based questions. Content, which is mostly focusing on what? Which is mostly focusing on content. So let's see which are content based questions. Okay, so let's understand your content based questions. So when we talk about content based questions, so from the following list, okay, the one which comes under the content is called as what? So basically these questions are divergent. So the one which are divergent in way, the one which are conceptual based, and the one which are open questions. So when we talk about content, it's focusing mostly out of the box, open-ended questions where you can have your opinion coming up in order to give the answer. Okay. Now, question number 13. Question number 13 talks about which list of effective teaching, from the list of effective teaching behavior, we have to identify the key behaviors. We have to understand the important behaviors or key behaviors. So whether it is direct, audible or oral delivery, whether it is encouraging the students, whether it is warm and nurturing the relationship, whether it is varying modes of presentation, preventing misbehavior or organizing the concepts. So basically what key behaviors will enhance effective teaching, which will be a part of what? Which will be a part of effective teaching. So what will be coming under what? Will be coming under effective teaching. So let's see effective teaching, that is your direct delivery, audibility, okay? You having various modes of presentation and you're preventing the misbehavior in order to, make sure there is minimum obstruction. So let's make it very clear that this list is indicating what? It indicates effective key behaviors. Akshaya Lakshmi Veena, your question is, ma'am, if we concentrate these questions, is it enough? See, when I'm talking about the questions, all the questions which I have taken almost 100 questions. More we will be doing in the coming cycle before the examination. But when I'm talking about these questions, you need to not focus on the questions and leave it. Each and every topic of the question, like for example, each and every concept you have to understand well. Just doing the question and doing the right answer is not of use. You need to understand why the answers, the rest of the options are not there, what the option indicates. Like if it is a factual based question or a concept based question, what does other points indicate? So you have to thoroughly in and out do these questions with a proper concept. If you do that, then it will be really sufficient for you in order to crack your examination. But with a thorough understanding of each question with each options, I'm making it very specified. Straight questions or same to same questions will not be a part of your examination. I hope it is very clearly made you understand how to go with your study process. Okay. Now, which of the following statements explain the concepts of inclusive teaching? So we are talking about what? We are talking about inclusive teaching. So teacher facilitates the learning. Teacher facilitates the learning of weak students, gifted students, or support from the parents or students from the different backgrounds. So which of them will indicate the following concepts of inclusive teaching? This is a concept. Actually, now see, Akshaya, Here you can Lakshmi Veena, if I'm not wrong. So inclusive teaching. So now coming to the right answer is not actually the meaning over here. So when you have to do this question, first of all, you have to understand the meaning of inclusive teaching. What is inclusive teaching? So inclusive teaching is that type of teaching which refers to pedagogy. Now what is pedagogy? Various methods that helps to serve the students of all needs. It means a method which is used by a teacher which will help the students to serve all the needs regardless from which background they are, from like for example what support they need in order to engage them with the subject material. So if you are having a student, you as a teacher, and you are getting the bunch of students, you need to put all your efforts in the teaching so that students with different backgrounds, different type of needs, everything will be taken care of. So such type of concept is called as inclusive teaching. So yes, teacher who makes the students of the different background learn together in the same class by using the same pedagogy, by using the same methods, will be called as what? Will be called as your inclusive teaching. Is it clear? Okay. Now, to organize discussion method in teaching effectively, which of the following conditions should be met? So now you want to organize teaching method effectively. So which concepts or conditions you will meet? Topic should be easy, it should be declared in advance, topic should be of common interest, availability of more than one teacher, or language facility of participants. So you want to make your teaching effectively. So from the following list, okay, what conditions will be met or what conditions should be met? So yes, let's see. So yes, your topic should be declared in advance, it should be of common interest, it should be of language facility of the participants. So this is what you need to come with in preparation with what? Your effective teaching. Is it clear? So this is this is what we have, the 15 questions for the day. I have kept some questions, but we will take these questions tomorrow. Okay, so these questions what we have discussed. So the first question, what should the teacher do if the student is unable to answer the question in the class? So when we are talking about a classroom session, okay, what exactly the teacher should do? Basically, in case when the teacher is coming up with a situation where the student is unable to answer the question. So for that session, for that reason, it is basically whether to advise him, that is the student, to study properly, to punish so that the student comes up with the answers correctly next time, scold him, that is, I mean to say, shout at the student so that he feels insulted, and maybe that can help him to cope up, or try to understand why the student was not able to answer. So this is a very this question is like a perception based question, but the perception, it means it should be from the student point of view as well as from the teacher point of view. So if you are in that place where you are a teacher and you are not able to you are getting such situation in your class where the student is not able to answer, so what will be your first move? So yes, you will be, let's see what will be the move by the teacher. So yes, teacher will definitely try to understand the situation why the student is not able to answer the question. Now please everyone see, this question can be twisted, and this question can be asking you the behavior of the teacher. Okay, which type of behavior a teacher has to show. So if you remember, same type of question is there but in a different way. Behavior, so sympathetic behavior, empathetic behavior, angry behavior, or like for example a different behavior. So which type of behavior a teacher has to show. So if you see this question, if it comes sympathetic, empathetic, pampering behavior, or a down to earth behavior, they can give options based on based on your question, but such behavior will be called as empathetic behavior. It will be known as what? Empathetic behavior. Is it clear? Now let's see question number 2. So question number 2 is basically, if you found that many students were deliberately absent on the day of the class test. So you as a teacher has decided to conduct a class test, and many students were deliberately absent. Now what indicates deliberately? Were purposely absent. So what will be your stand on this? Will you stop taking the test? Will you inform the principal and the parents of the students about such behavior? Take surprise test from next time, or take a retest of the students who when they come to the class? So what will be your role with respect to teacher in such situation? So now I have taken some questions now where there are situations given, and these situations, how will you as a teacher take a stand? So if you found that students were deliberately absent on the day of the class test, then you should do what? So what are the options which you feel you can do in such situation or in such scenario? Yes, I'll just wait for a minute so that everyone reads the question, everyone comes to the answer and answer me accordingly. Okay, so let's see. If you found that many students were deliberately absent on the day of the test, okay, yes, okay, Tapan has came up with the answer. Shrinu, I hope you're talking about answer number 2. Okay, options you have given but question is not given. So let's see. So in such case, if you found that the students were deliberately absent on the day of the test, then you will take, see, Tapan, so it is not basically informing the principal. See, informing the principal, all those who are saying informing the principal, that will show your incapability as a teacher. And it should not be reflected to the students that you can't take a decision or you can't take a stand, and that's the reason it has been informed to the principals at even immediately stage. So no, you can't stop taking the test. You can't take a retest of the students because they have missed the chance. So in such case, next time onwards, you will plan a surprise test. So the surprise test is the best option if you found students are deliberately missing your classes when the test is announced. Is it clear? Okay. Now, answer is not B. I have told why answer is not B. Somewhere it shows incapability of the teacher to tackle the students. So it will not be B. Okay. Now, question number 3. Let's go to question 3. If you don't know the answer of a student's question, now this question is repeated in some or other way, it's seen. Okay, this is not a previous year question. I have just changed this question. So let's see. If you don't know the answer, it means as a teacher, if you don't know the answer of the student's question, then what are you going to do? You are going to ignore that question. You're going to tell the students not to ask such questions. You're going to tell the students that you will find answer and let them know by the next class, or you will discourage him for asking such questions. So as a teacher, if you are not able to give the answer to the student's question, what will be your role? Okay, what exactly will be your way of handling the situation in the classroom? So let's see. Ignore the question. Tell the students not to ask such questions. Tell the students that you will find answer and let him know by the next class, or discourage him for asking such questions. So how it will be, how your behavior will be. So question number 3, okay. Yes. So in such case, in fact, this is a very clear question of being transparent and being, coming with a fact. So here, yes, you will tell the students that you will find the answer and you will let it know in the next class. So you will definitely accept that you require some time, and you will find the right way of answering the question, and you will get back to the student. Okay, very good. Yes. Now, classroom environment. So the question is on the levels and classroom environment. So classroom environment is not open and independent at which of the following levels of teaching? So we are talking about classroom environment which is not open and independent. So the classroom environment is not given a free hand, nor independency is given. So which is the level which it's tackled at? Is it a memory level? Is it a reflective level? Is it an understanding level? Or is it memory and understanding? Sorry. Kamini, very good morning. You can continue with the questions. 4th question is on the screen. So right now, so let's see which of the levels we are talking about over here. We are talking about the levels where the classroom environment is not open and independent. So which level will be a part of this? Okay, classroom environment is not open and independent at which of the following levels of teaching? Whether it is memory level, whether it is reflective level, whether it is understanding level, or it is memory and understanding. Let's see. Okay, so coming to question number 4's answer. So when we are talking about, yes, let's first answer the question and come back quickly. Yes, very good, Srinu. So it is your memory level and your understanding level. So let's quickly, maybe you are aware of this concept, but just a 1 minute revision so that you can just recall the concepts. So memory level, which is given by Herbert, understanding by Morrison, and reflective by Hunt. Memory level results into rote memorization. Understanding tells about mastery of the subject. Reflective level tells about the knowledge and skills. Memory level indicates thoughtlessness. Understanding level indicates thoughtfulness, and reflective level indicates highly thoughtfulness. You can judge memory level with an oral and written test, that is essay type of questions. Understanding level with comprehensive essays and objective type of questions. Reflective level with essay type of questions and critical and creative skills. Memory level indicates lower classes, which is based for lower class. Understanding for middle class. Reflective for higher class. Memory level indicates teacher's authority and dominance. Understanding level gives teacher a permissive role. It means it is, a permission granted. And reflective level indicates democratic role. So this was the answer of our question. You are not supposed to be open and independent. So that is in memory and understanding. Okay. Teacher centered, it is teacher centered and it is learner centered. Numesh, it's not option number C. It's option number A and C. It's memory and understanding. Okay. Now let's go to the 5th question. The 5th question talks about democratic teaching. So democratic teaching is which type of teaching? Is it a teacher centered? Is it a learner centered? Is it a subject centered? Or is it a experience centered? So it is basically focusing on which type, that is teacher centered, learner centered, subject centered, or experience centered. It indicates what? So let's see. Democratic teaching is basically meant for what? It is meant for teacher centered, it is meant for learner centered, it is meant for subject centered, or it is meant for experience centered. So let's see, let's have a look quickly what exactly. Okay, so let's have a look. Democratic teaching is basically learner centered. It is democratic, no? So we have seen, so this is the answer also. I'll come back again for a minute. See, democratic, see how the question can comes. So democratic role, it's basically what? In the form of reflective. So it is which type of centered? It is basically for learner centered. Okay, great. Yes. Now coming to the correct sequence of levels. Now this is very easy question. Okay, this is just any student if new to the class or to the syllabus, for them I have to add some questions. Okay, so correct sequence of levels of teaching is, now just now we did the question, so we know the correct sequence of levels of teaching. It starts, indicates it starts from what? So the starting is from what? It starts from what? So it starts from, let's indicate, it starts from which level? So we know this very well. As I said, this question, those who are very core learners, for them this is a very basic question, but we have to take into consideration some students who are coming for the first time. So for them it is important. So yes, it basically goes with what? It basically goes with memory level. Okay, pushing ahead to understanding level, and going with what? Going with a reflective level. So memory level, understanding level, and reflective level. So these are the levels which are required, or the sequence of these levels, basically with reference to what? Teaching. Okay, now coming to question number 7. Now question number 7 talks about what? Question number 7, I'll just request all the students, please make sure that you're writing the answer, question numbers. it becomes very difficult for me to see the answer when the question numbers are not there. Okay, which of the following is used to engage the students? So if I'm talking about engaging the students is with the help of what? Is it with the help of teaching aids? Is it with the help of real life examples? Is it with the help of discussions in class, or all the above? So which of the following is used to engage the students? Okay, whether teaching aids are used, whether real life examples are used, whether discussion is used, or all of the above. So let's see which exactly indicates your engagement. So whether it is teaching, real life, discussion, or all of above. So when we talk about engagement, it indicates yes, all of above. So you have to engage the students with the help of teaching aids. You have to engage the students with the help of real life examples. You have to engage the students with the help of discussions in the class. You have to engage the students all the above. So definitely it includes the answer as what? All the above. Okay, let's come to question number 8. Now question number 8 is basically yes, all the above. Okay, great. So in teaching learning process, which of the following is a dependent variable? So in research we have studied very well. Okay, independent variable, we have studied independent variable. We have studied what? We have studied dependent variable. So here they are talking about which of the, in teaching learning process, which of the following is dependent variable? Yes, all the students who are answering correctly, because I think there is one small fraction of lagging between the screen and my way, but answers are coming very correctly, so I'm just moving ahead. Okay, so in teaching learning process, which of the following is a dependent variable? A dependent variable, it means which is an effect, where we can see the effect. The effect is seen on the students, the effect is seen on the principal, the effect is seen on the teacher, or the effect is seen on the parents. So in teaching learning process, what will be called as dependent variable from the following? So dependent variable, it means where we can see the effect. Okay, cause and effect relationship, So independent variable is a cause, dependent variable is an effect. So let's see, the effect will be definitely seen on the students. Okay, because it's a teacher who changes the skills, strategies, pedagogy, just to make sure that the student learns, student generate interest, student is motivated. So always the effect is seen in what? Seen on the students. So it will be called as what? It will be called as dependent variable. Okay, now question number 9 on the screen. A good teacher is what? A good teacher, now this question is basically always asked, but in a different style, different way. So you should know that there are various ways of asking this question, but surprisingly answers are always same. Okay, a good teacher is the one who focuses on all-round development of the student, who follows discipline strictly, who punishes the students, or make the students do his work. So we are basically talking about what? We are talking about a good teacher, the one who focuses on all-round development, the one who follows discipline strictly, the one who punishes the students, or the one who makes the students do his work. So basically a good teacher indicates what, or a good teacher is who? So good teacher is the one who focuses on the types of, focuses on what? Who focuses on round development, all round development. Okay, Tapan, if you want this question to be taken, variables are in research. I have taken research class last week itself. In that I have completed all variables, because if I take variables right now, it will be confusing. It is not a part of teaching aptitude, it is a part of your research aptitude. So confounding variables, intervening variables, then we have studied dependent variables, we have studied independent variables, we have studied intermediating variables. So if you want, I can provide the link in this description box, because two different parameters, it should not lead confusion between the students. Okay, now Coming to the important cause of failure for teacher lies in the areas of what? So like for example, for any teacher, what is the important cause of failure? Okay, important cause of failure is what? Interpersonal relationship, or it is lack of command, or it is verbal ability, or it is strict handling of the student. So when we are talking about the most important cause of failure for teacher, in which area? It indicates of which area. Is it interpersonal relationship? Is it a lack of command over the knowledge, or it is the verbal ability which is talking about, or it is the strict handling of the students? So the important cause of failure lies in the area of what? So let's see how many of you are able to answer. Please see the options very well and then come to the answer. For any teacher, failure is in which area? So now when we are talking about failure, so basically it is it indicates what? It indicates the teacher's command over the subject knowledge. So basically it talks about what? It talks about the teacher's command over the subject knowledge. So now please try to understand. Teacher's role is not very much keen in interpersonal relationship, depending upon the given options. Teacher's role is not keen in verbal ability. Teacher's role is not keen in strict handling. But if the teacher does not know the subject knowledge, then it indicates what? It indicates the cause of failure, the main cause of failure. Okay, yes. Coming to question number 11 now, everyone. Yes, so today we have 20 questions. As I said, one class was missed because of technical glitch. So I have taken the questions. I'll take some questions today and some questions tomorrow. So the target of 100 questions will be completed. So when first 10 questions are over, remaining 10 questions are there. So let's go now. Let's start with our next question. A teacher can establish rapport with his or her students by what? So rapport is like bonding. It's like creating a bond. So when we are talking about a teacher who can establish rapport with his students by becoming the figure of authority, by impressing the students with knowledge, by playing the role, or by becoming a friend to the students. How the teacher can establish rapport? Rapport, it means what? Rapport, it means the bond. So what do you feel this rapport will be created with the help of what? I'm just seeing everyone's answers also. So please remember that these answers, I have explained you. Mata, be careful. It is not verbal ability. Why? Because teacher needs to have what? Teacher needs to have a lack of command over her subject. That will result into failure. Okay, yes. Question number 11. Let's see, a teacher can build or establish rapport with students in the form of what? So yes, by impressing the students with the knowledge and skill. So this is right. Question number Lakshmi, Priya. It is not question number, it's not option number C. It's option number B. Okay. So when we talk about a teacher who can establish rapport with the students, it's by impressing students with the knowledge and skills. In teaching learning process, remember one thing very well. Teacher's knowledge, teacher's skills plays an important role. So not by playing a role of a guide or by becoming friend. This is definitely not there. But just by impressing the students with her knowledge. Okay. Now, let's see. Education is a powerful instrument. Okay. For what? So if you want to bring which type of transformation, education plays as a powerful instrument. So is it social transformation? Is it personal transformation? Is it cultural transformation? Or is it all above? So which type of transformation can be brought with the help of education as one of the powerful instrument? So the powerful instrument in the form of what? So whether it is whether it is social, whether it is personal, or whether it is cultural, or all above. Question number 12, everyone. Yes, I'm talking about question 12 now. So let's see, question number 12 talks about what? 12 is talking about education as a powerful instrument. So this powerful instrument will be for what type of changes it will bring? So yes, education is one of the powerful instrument. It will bring not only the social transformation, the personal transformation, but also the cultural transformation, or all the above. That is all the above. Personal, yes. Social, personal and cultural. Very good. Yes. Now, question number 13. Why do teachers use teaching aid? Now, this is very confusing question for the students. Sometimes students come up with wrong answers. That's the reason I have taken this question. It's very confusing for the students. So, why do teachers use teaching aid? Is the teaching aid used to make teaching learning, fun-filled, to teach with understanding level, for students' attention, or to make the students attentive? So, why do teachers use teaching aid? So, teaching aid is used for what? To make teaching fun-filled, to teach the students with understanding level, for students' attention, or to make the students attentive. So, what is the reason for teaching aid? Why do teachers use teaching aid? So, let's see. The reason for teaching aid, okay, is basically to make the students to teach the students, with the understanding level. So, it's not many students mark over here as make students attentive. So, with the content also, teacher can make the students attentive. So, basically teaching aid is used in order to make the concept of understanding simplified. So, to teach with understanding level of the students. Yes, question number 13, everyone is right. Let's go to question 14. Attitude, concepts, skills and knowledge are the products of what? So, what results into, or what will give you the attitude, the concepts, the skills and knowledge? So, they are a result of what? Are they result of learning? Are they result of research? Are they result of hereditary? Or are they result of explanation? So, attitudes, concepts, skills and knowledge are the result of what? Learning, research, hereditary or explanation. So, it will result into what? Let's see what is the right answer. So, yes, it will result into learning. So, attitudes, concepts, skills and knowledge are the byproducts. It means they are the product of what type? Yes, they are the product of what? They are product of learning. Okay. Now, coming to question number 15, everyone. So, let's see what this question 15 talks about. Which among the following gives more freedom to the learner to interact? So, we are talking about what? We are talking about which of the following gives freedom to the learner to interact. So, whether it is use of films, small group discussion, lectures by experts, viewing countryside classroom program on television. So, which of the following gives freedom to the learner to interact? So, in order to interact, which of the following gives the freedom to the learner? So, whether it is a use of films, interacts. Here, the key word of the question is interaction. So, use of the film, or the small groups discussion, or lectures by expert, or viewing countryside classroom program on television. So, exactly it indicates what? Okay. So, let's see this very well. So, basically we are talking about what? We are talking about which of the following gives more freedom to the learner to interact. Interaction is on the basis of what? Okay. Interaction is the basis of use of film, group discussion, lectures, or viewing countryside classroom program on television. So, when we talk about all this, it is basically, yes, it is basically small group discussion. So, it is your discussion is basically based on what? It is based on interaction. So, yes, discussion will lead to interaction. Yes. Now, question number 16. Which of the following is not a product of learning? Now, see the same question which we did earlier, one question back. So, which of the following is not a product of learning? Attitude, concept, knowledge, maturation. So, what is not a byproduct of learning? What is not a result of learning? Whether it is attitude, whether it is concepts, whether it is knowledge, or whether it is maturation. Okay, so the one which is not a product of learning is attitude, concept, knowledge, or maturation. So, let's see The one which is not a product of learning is your maturity is not based on learning. Okay, maturity has lot of concepts to be taken into consideration, but learning does not results into mature. A person is well learned, well educated, but still he is not matured. Okay, so the one which is not a product of learning is maturation. Okay, now coming to which of the following skills are needed for present day teacher to exist effectively with the classroom teaching. Which of the following skills are needed for present day teacher to exist effectively with the classroom teaching? So the knowledge of technology, use of technology, knowledge of students, or the content mastery. So the one which results into a present day need for effectively to exist effectively with the classroom teaching. So knowledge or use of technology or knowledge of the students need or content mastery. So basically what it is, so let's see. So when we talk about the need of the teacher to exist to the classroom is basically, yes, a teacher needs use of technology, not knowledge of technology, use of technology, need of the students, and content mastery. These are the priority if it comes to effective teaching, classroom teaching. Now the primary duty of a teacher is what? Question number 18th we are into. What is the primary duty of the teacher? To raise the intellectual standards of the students, to improve the physical standard of the students, to help all-round development, or to imbibe the value system. Okay, imbibe, it means to make them inculcate in them the value system. So when we are talking about the primary duty of the teacher, it will result into what? All the students, question number 17, small mistakes you have done. So I have rectified your mistakes. So please be careful. Question number 17, everyone, be careful. So the primary duty of the teacher is what? To raise the intellectual standard, to improve the physical standard, to help the all-round development, to imbibe the value system. So the very basic duty of the teacher is to help. As I said, I told you this question comes in various ways, in various pattern. So to help all-round development of the students, all-round development. A teacher needs to bring an all-round development of the student. Okay. Now, consider the following. They have given some options. Like for example, okay, it is talking about what? Abstract to concrete, complex to simple, particular to general, unknown to known, analysis to synthesis. So these are magazines. These are called as magazines of teaching. So from the above, which are magazines? You have to understand. Magazines are nothing but principles. In theory class, I have taken this class very well. Magazines are nothing but principles. Okay. So what of the following is resulting into the given below? So whether it is abstract to concrete, simple to complex, complex to simple, particular to general, unknown to known, or analysis to synthesis. So I have listed these magazines, but before we go to this, let's see the fine answer and then we'll come back. So okay, when you're talking about magazines, it is basically particular to general and it is analysis to synthesis, because it is known to unknown, it is simple to complex, and concrete to abstract. Okay, so if you can see, it is known to unknown. So what people knew, and teacher has to take them what they do not know. Simple to complex, what teacher should start with simple, coming to the complex things. Concrete to abstract, teacher has to say and understand the melting development with the concrete ideas and then coming to the abstract ideas. Particular to general, that is start with some specific and then coming to the general law. Whole to part, they have to go with what something which is at whole and then coming to part. Then psychological to logical with interest, aptitude, capacity, and then coming to logical, that is arrangement. Induction to deduction, that is induction is nothing but arriving at a conclusion by observing, whereas deduction is a process of arriving at a conclusion after examining all the possibilities. empirical to rational, that is realistic to some rational concepts, and analysis, that is breaking down the complex problem and then putting it into the part. Okay, so this also I've revised and we have done the concept also. Now coming to the last question of the day, the question says that 19th, also there are mistakes. I have rectified your mistakes very well. So let's see question number 19. Question number 20. Which of the following is the most important quality of good teacher? So we are talking about what? We are talking about good teacher. So basically punctuality, sincerity, content mastery and reactiveness, or content mastery and sociable. So what indicates the quality of a good teacher, which is called as the quality of good teacher? So whether it is punctuality and sincerity, whether it is content mastery, whether it is content mastery and reactive, or content mastery and sociable. So when we talk about the most important quality, it is content mastery, as we all know, and reactive. It means react to the specific thing. These are basic things: punctuality, sincerity, sociable are basic, but what is most important is reaction and the content mastery. Quickly come to the question part. So today, I'm just increasing the speed little bit so that you will get an idea, okay, in this limited span of time, how many questions can you read properly and you can answer the questions. So just keep yourself little bit alert with respect to time management. So today I'll just understand whether the students are able to get a proper amount of time. I mean to say, can you with the pressure, can you do this question answer? So this will help you to give a proper boost for your preparation for examination. So yes, let's see. Which of the following should a teacher adopt in her lecture? So when we are talking about teacher teaching in a classroom, so which of the following should the teacher should be adopting? So whether the teacher should adopt a precise and a low tone, whether the teacher should adopt an elongated tone, whether the teacher should adopt a high tone with preciseness, or a moderate tone. Okay, very good. Answers are very quick. So precise and low tone, elongated tone, precise and high tone, and moderate tone. So let's see how many of you are right. Answers are very quickly. I don't know whether you took time or not, but let's see. Okay, yes, it's very clear that is a precise and a high tone. It means a pitch, so that the student in the class who is sitting at the end should be able to hear the teacher very clearly. So very good. All the students, let us be quick today. So it's not about rushing, it's about understanding, can you do your answers with a limited span of time. It will give you extra time to get your difficult questions done. Fine, let's go to question number 2. A teacher is strict in maintaining the discipline in class, both in curricular and extracurricular activities. So we are talking about a teacher who is very strict in curricular and extracurricular activities. However, there is always a room for discussion regarding clarification of doubts in teaching, learning, and conducting other activities. What is the approach of teacher towards the students? So whether it is authoritative, whether it is democratic, whether it is flexible, or whether it is rigid. So we are talking about what a teacher who is maintaining the discipline for both, for extra as well as co-curricular activities. For a curricular as well as extracurricular activities. So what exactly this approach will be called as? Is this approach called as authoritative, whether it is called as democratic, whether it is called as a flexible approach, or whether it is called as a rigid approach? What is this approach known as, or what is this approach called as? So let's see how many of you are able to answer this question very well. Okay, good, very good. The speed is very nice. Maintain it till the end. Okay, so yes, but the answers are not very nice. So see, a teacher is strict in maintaining discipline in the class in curricular and co-curricular activities. This was the question. But see the second part of the question. There is always a room for discussion regarding clarification. Okay, so what is, so there is a, it means that the question says that teacher always need to give a room for discussion and clarification. So if teacher is conducting this approach, it will be called as what? Flexible. You people just read the first sentence and you answered. Please try to understand. You be careful everyone. Fast doesn't mean you have to read the question anyhow and answer. The first part of the question was an example. They want you to tell the approach with reference to the second part of the question. So be careful in reading the questions. This has been told to you n number of times. Okay. Yes. Coming to question number 3 now, everyone. A time-bound testing program for students should be implemented in schools so that, now what we are talking about a time-bound testing program. Okay, it is basically time management. A time-bound testing program for students should be implemented in schools so that the progress of the students should be informed to the parents. A regular practice can be carried out. The students can be trained for their final examinations, or like for example, the remedial programs will help them to get a feedback from their results. So what exactly it will be known as, what exactly it will be called as, what exactly this will be known as. Okay, I said you have to little bit fast so that you know in one span of time you can give these answers very well. Okay, a time bound activity. Okay, I've started getting the program answers. A time bound testing program should be implemented so that, yes, very good, very clear, and the students are very active and now alert also. So this time bound programs will help the students in getting the remedial programs which will be giving them a feedback on regular basis. Maiti, just be careful in reading the questions, dear. Okay, now coming to question number 4. I hope the speed is manageable with everyone. Again and again I'm just emphasizing on that, just to make sure that it should not look like I'm running. You're understanding the concept, but it little creates, more curiosity for the next question. The success of integrated education depends on what? The support of community, the excellence of textbooks, the highest quality of teaching learning, or the attitudinal changes. So what exactly the success of integrated education depends upon? Integrated education. So whether it is the support of the community, whether it is the excellence of textbooks, whether it is the highest quality of teaching, or whether it is attitudinal changes in the teacher. So what exactly it is known as? Yes, don't let down your speed, go down. With the same speed, answer. Okay, great. I have started getting answers. So it means students have read the questions. The answers should be quick. The success of integrated education. So yes, when we talk about integrated education, now be careful. It's not integrated. Integrated, it means, it's inclusive education. So in inclusive education, the attitude, changes in teacher is required. Why? Because teacher has to keep in concern the background of every student and take them, into a same par. Okay, so the attitudinal changes in the teacher, the integrated education will depend on what? The attitude of the teacher. So answer is question 4D. Question number 4, everyone went wrong. Integrated education does not depend upon the quality, but it depends upon the attitude of the teacher. Okay, now coming to question number 5, everyone. The purpose of national education policy. Okay, see here they have not mentioned the year, so it is a generalized statement, so don't get confused into the years. A generalized moral of national education policy is what? Okay, yes, all went wrong because speed is there now, but alertness is also required. Please be careful to give the equal opportunity of education to all. So what does your national education policy indicates? National education policy talks about what? Okay, so let's see. I have a target that in half an hour we need to do 20 questions. So let's see how many of you are able to crack it. Very good, very good, very good. Clear, great. Answers are going wrong. The speed is coming up. The answer is going wrong. See what I said that if nothing is mentioned, you have to talk about generalized purpose of the national education policy. So when I talk about the generalized purpose, it is just to review the education. It is not to give equal opportunity of education to all. It is some national policy tells about it, but basically it is to review. See what is like for example 2020 policy has brought up so many changes. Why so many changes were brought up? because after understanding the previous policy, we understood that it is a time for review the education and bring something new. So the right answer is option number C, to review the education. Students, be careful. You have to keep a tap on your concepts also. Coming to question number 6. The typical feature of information-rich classroom lecture is in the nature of being what? So information-rich classroom, is it called as sedentary? Is it called as staggered? Is it called as factual? Or is it called as sectorial? What is the typical feature of information-rich classroom? What does information-rich classroom means? Does it mean sedentary? Does it mean staggered? Does it mean factual? Or does it mean sectorial? What exactly it is called as? Okay, so let's see how many of you are able to answer this question. Okay, fine, answers are started flowing in. So yes, the typical feature of information rich classroom is basically yes, very good, very good. So yes, it is factual. It means you're getting some facts, you're getting some information, you're getting some knowledge. So yes, anyone who doesn't know the meaning of sedentary is called as inactive. It means it's passive. Staggered is called as unstable. So if you see, inactiveness, instability is not a part of information rich classroom. Is it clear? Very good. So let's move to question number 7. Question number 7 has, research has shown that most frequent symptom of nervous instability among teachers. See, now they are talking about some symptoms, okay, some hints, which talks about nervous instability among teachers. Yes, it is there. So digestive upsets, explosive behavior, fatigue or worry. Why can you see teacher with nervous instability? Some teachers are found with nervous instability. What is the reason? Is the digestive system upset? Is there is explosive behavior, or there is a fatigue, or there is a worry? Okay, question number 7 is already on the screen, everyone. Okay, very good. Fine, we have I'm saying good because everyone has started answering. Answers right, wrong, we need to check. So yes, actually see, when we talk about no instability, it is the explosive behavior. See, basically like for example, the teachers yes, explosive behavior. So where the behavior is not in a state of satisfaction. Exploitation is happening, too much of workload, burden, manual work. Okay, all these things have resulted into what? The explosive behavior, and that is because of which there is a instability, nervous instability. Yes, very good. Many of you came right. Okay, so yes, now before we go ahead, a small announcement regarding any student who is looking for a crash course for paper 1 for your upcoming examination in a very small span of time. So we do have a crash course for rupees 4,000 as a complete course consisting of live lectures, syllabus test, video lectures, 60 plus mock tests, 10 years question papers with solution, complete notes, and 2,000 plus MCQ question bank. So this is at a cost of rupees 4,000 with a 20% off, that is 3,200. Details are given below. In case if anyone interested, please can get in touch with the given numbers. Okay, now let's go to question number 8. When the children become mischievous and disobedient in the classroom, it means students are not in their proper behavior. The teacher should examine what? Teacher should check their home background. Teacher should check whether there is influence of outsiders, teaching methods and subject knowledge, co-curricular and other attraction in school. So basically, what does the mischievous and obedient behavior of a student? The teacher should examine what exactly teachers should be aware of. Okay. So let's see how many of you. Question number 8 is already on the screen, everyone. Speed has to be same. There is no drop in the speed with the correct answer. Yes, with the correct answer, question number 8. I hope it's properly reflected on the screen. The children with mischievous behavior. Okay. Okay, yes. So it is very important. Yes, we have seen yesterday also we saw a lot of questions. See, in teaching learning, please remember the subject knowledge of the teacher, The teaching methods, that is the pedagogy, is very, very important. So yes, if the child is mischievous and disobedient, the teacher should go back and check her methods and subject knowledge. Yes, very good. It's not 9, Shrinu, it's question number 8. Okay, 9th is coming now. Man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains. The statement was given by whom? Was it given by Abraham Maslow? Was it given by Rousseau? Was it given by John Dewey? Or whether it was given by Kilpatrick? Okay, such type of questions are seen. So you should be able to at least know the basic things. So when we are talking about your a statement, a man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains. So basically, what does this statement was quoted by whom? The statement was said by whom? Who has stated this statement? Whether it was Abraham Maslow, whether it was Rousseau, whether it was John Dewey, or whether it was Kilpatrick. Okay, so let's see how many of you are able to answer. Okay, let's see. The right answer is Rousseau. That is, Rousseau was the one who said man is born free, but everywhere he is in chain. So this is very factual. You can't just go with your desire for the answers. Okay, you have to know the basic about it very well. Now, who developed the interaction analysis category system in education for increasing the teacher's effectiveness? Who developed the interaction analysis category system in education with respect to effectiveness in teachers, for increasing effectiveness in teacher? So whether it was Flander, whether it was Rayon, whether it was Simon or Edmond, or whether it was Richard Over. So who was the one? Again, this is very, very factual question. Who has stated the following? Who has stated, who developed the interaction analysis category system in education for increasing the teacher's effectiveness? Whether it was Flander, Rayon, Simon, Richard, who was the one who have spoke about it? Okay, question number 10, everyone. Yes, see. Okay, so let's see. It was by Flander. It was by Flander. Okay, I can see some students. Okay, I know, I see this is very factual, as I said. So here we have to little bit more be strong about the statements. Okay, fine. Now, question number 11. Which test is carried out to determine the ability of learner? So if you want to determine the ability of learner, whether it is aptitude, whether it is attitude, whether it is achievement, or whether it is scholastic. So if you want to determine the ability of your child, okay, as in learner, which test you will carry out? Aptitude, attitude, achievement, or scholastic? Okay, which test you will go for to determine the ability of your learner, that is of your student? So which test you will be undertaking? Yes, question number 11, everyone on the screen. The ability of the learner, which following? Yes, okay, yes, let's see. All the answers are differing. So we have done that day very well. Ability will tell you, in order to have the ability or capability, it is yes, only and only aptitude. Ghanana, I guess, and Bhakt came are right. Okay, Raju is also right. Yes. So basically, to understand the ability, it is the aptitude test. Okay. Now, coming to question number 12. Okay. So our target, most probably we will be able to set. So let's see, but we are not rushing up. Moral values can be effectively inculcated among the students when the teacher. So when we are talking about moral values, which can be effectively inculcated among the students when the teacher frequently talks about the values, himself practices them, tells the stories of great person, or talks of gods and goddesses. Okay, very easy. There are a lot of options to be eradicated. I mean to say, you can remove it out. So moral values can be effective inculcated among the students when. Okay, so yes, question number 12. Very good. Yes, great. Okay, that is, answers are coming. Good for answers and wrong for C. Moral values, any person will talk about moral values effectively only when the person himself practices it. That gives an actual hands-on experience. Why? Because the person himself knows it. So it will be very effective when the teacher inculcate them among the students with its own practice. Okay, when the teacher himself or herself practices it. Okay, coming to question number 13. When the students try to solve the question in different way which is not taught by the teacher, okay, then the student should be what? So student is doing some different method, teacher is doing some different method. Which should the teacher discourage him? Should a teacher encourage him? Should seek the permission from the class teacher for doing the same? Okay, so when the student try to solve the questions in the different manner which is not taught by the teacher from the prescribed book, where the student should discourage, encourage, should told to take the permission, or where the no action is required, what it indicates, what does it tells? Okay, let's see how many of you are able to answer this question. When the student tries to solve the questions in a different method, what does it indicates? Okay, yes, so let's see. So yes, see, students should always be encouraged. There is no need to it means that you are enhancing out of the box thinking. So you're telling the students to go, you're actually supporting out of the box thinking. So yes, B will be the right answer. Very good. Yeah. Coming to question number 14, to keep a check on the habit of absenteeism. So if you're keeping a tap on the absenteeism of students, the principal and the parents should get worried. The official should not put any notice. The teacher should take it serious problem. The teacher should be given lesser priority in the classroom in relation to regular students. So how to keep a tap on absenteeism of the students? What will be the method? Address it to the principal, put a notice, or it should be taken as a serious problem, or there should be biasness among the regular students and absenteeism. Okay, question number 14, has anyone started? Question number 14 answering. Let's see question number 14 what the answer is. So yes, I don't know, answers are not yet there. So basically teachers should take this as what? Teacher should take this as one of the serious problem and should try to come to a solution rather than telling the principals or putting a notice or doing biasness. It should be considered as one of the serious problem. Okay, then a majority of the classroom tasks initiated by the teachers. Yes, I got the messages very late, but yes, very good. Those who have answered, good, very good. So coming to question number 15, a majority of the classroom tasks initiated by the teachers in traditional way are what? Are they low level cognitive? Are they high order cognitive? Cognitive, it means the mental ability. Are they affective, or they are both cognitive and high level cognitive and low level cognitive? What is the majority of the classroom tasks initiated by the teachers in traditional way usually called as? What does it indicates? What does it tells? So whether it is a low level, whether it is high order, whether it is affective, whether it is both A and B. Okay, so let's see how many of you are answering well. Question number 15, I haven't got the answer. Okay, so basically a majority of the classroom tasks which is initiated by the teachers should be, it is considered both high level as well as low level. High level and low level. Yes, 15D. Bhakt Sen, good answers are going well for you. It is high level and bold because you do not know, no, traditional it is. So it is high as well as low. Okay. Now, the taking in the new information is, it means if you are taking, this is the phrase or a word, any information when you take in, it is called as assimilation, accommodation, cognition, or reception. It is called as reception. Whether you receive it, whether you accept it, whether you assimilate it, whether you accommodate it. So what is the new form of information? A new taking of new information is known as what? It will be considered as what? It will be considered as you take in, no? It means you assimilate. You taking it means you assimilate, take in. Cognition is not cognition. Dev Devendar, sorry. It is basically not cognition, not mental. Assimilate, you take in, no? It means you assimilate. Assimilation. It is called as what? It is called as assimilation. Just keep in mind, the information which you take in is known as what? Is known as assimilation of information. Okay? Assimilation meaning means a process of taking in. The meaning, if you see, of assimilation, it is taking in. Exact words to be needed. Okay? Listening to a lecture is what? Informational listening, evaluative listening, empathetic listening, or dynamic listening. Listening to a lecture. If you are listening to a lecture, it will be called as what? It will be known as what? Listening indicates what? So listening indicates that it is evaluative listening. So see, listening effectively is nothing but hearing, understanding what a speaker is saying, how it applies to you, and then how you remember it for the future. So what you do, you evaluate for yourself, you assess the listening for yourself, and accordingly do a mapping. So that is nothing but it is called as evaluative listening. It's called as evaluative listening. It's not information, it is evaluative. Okay? Now, when a person listens and attempts to understand the other person's point of view, it is called as what? Active, empathic, critical, none of the above. When a person is listening and attempt to understand the point view of other person, is it called as active, empathetic, critical, or none of the above? So this active, that is a listening, okay, and attempt to understand the other person's point of view, that time it is called as empathetic listening. This is teacher does with the student. So teacher understands the student point of view, okay, and listen. So it is called as what? It is called as empathetic listening. Okay. Coming to question number 19. In which domain does the objective fall? At the end of the lesson, the learner should hit the football using head. Affective, cognitive, psychomotor, these domains. Okay. So which domain this sentence will be formed? Which domain it will come? Okay. Whether it is your learner hitting the football using the head. So whether it is affective, cognitive, psychomotor, we know it is use of body. So use of body is called as what? Very clear, kinesthetic, or it is called as psychomotor domain. Kinesthetic, or it is psychomotor domain. Okay, coming to the last question. Failure of a teacher to communicate his ideals well to the students. So when the teacher fails to communicate his ideals, whether it is a classroom indiscipline, loss of students' interest, increased number of absenteeism, or all the above. So what it will be called as? Okay, failure of a teacher. So failure of a teacher will result into what? Yes, it will result into the classroom indiscipline, in the loss of students' interest, increased number of absenteeism, everything. The impact will be seen on everything. Yes, so the answer will be considered as what? The answer